I've reviewed a lot of earbuds and headphones and things like that on this channel, and one of the features that I've always looked for the hardest is something that we now call ambient mode, the ability to take the noise from the outside world and pass it through and play it to me so that I can kind of still be connected to the world around me. I really love having ANC, right? Like if I'm in a grocery store and it's very loud, I'm in a very loud place, I get sonically overloaded. ANC is great, but then you have that problem where someone needs to speak to you. They need to talk to you. So you got to take the earbuds out, take the headphones off. That's super annoying. I love having an ambient mode to pass that noise through. And one of the first devices that I actually purchased years ago to try and get this kind of experience was a set of Bone Conduction earphones from a company called Aftershokz. And if you don't know what these are or how they work, they're actually fascinating. So you wear them like this, and they actually just sit in front of your ear. Here, they don't go in your ear or even on your ear. They go right there. And they play the sound in such a way through, I believe, a process using magic. And it vibrates the bones in your head, and you hear the music. And your ears are open, so you can hear the outside world. I really liked my Aftershokz. I wore them quite a bit. These things are absolutely, totally destroyed. They actually like broke right there, and they're glued back together. These things took a real beating. I had a few problems with them, but again, this was years ago. So years ago, my standards weren't as high. I thought, you know, they're a little quiet. They have a lot of noise bleed for obvious reasons, but I thought they were quite good. So recently, I sent an email to Aftershokz, and I said, hey, do a lot of earbud reviews. I do a lot of reviews for stuff, for products that people use to get things done, right? Earbuds you can put in and still be at work and interact with the people around you. It makes a lot of sense. You should send me a pair and I'll review them. I'll see how far you've come along. And Aftershokz, they said to me, we don't know who you are, your tiny little channel. We're not going to send you anything. That didn't actually happen. They did say that they weren't going to send me anything, but that other part I made up. So the other day, I'm on the internet scrolling through Amazon, and I come across something on sale twice. It's on sale not once but twice. These are some, I don't even know what brand this even is. iKanzi Bone Conduction Headphones. I wound up getting these things at the time for like $20. They were on sale, and then there was a coupon that Microsoft Edge found, $20. I said, why not? I'm going to buy them. I'm going to see if they're any good. Maybe even the budget ones, the cheap ones have come a long ways, and $80 isn't necessarily cheap. So as you can see right here, I went ahead and I purchased them on the 19th. I don't know what day this is going to go live, but I got them in 2 days, thanks Amazon. And they've got really good reviews. You know, it's a 4.1 out of 5-star rating. So we're going to unbox them. I'm going to try them out. I'm going to compare them to something like the Sony Link Buds, which are a fully open set of earbuds. So there's a hole in the middle of them. I'm going to compare them to something like the Soundpeats Mini Pros, I think are what these are, because these have a pretty good ambient noise mode. And I'm going to compare them to something like the Surface headphones, which also have a really good ambient mode. And we're going to see if these things stack up well, literally at all. So let's jump into the unboxing now. All right, bone conduction. I don't know what that means. I don't speak that language, but I can read English. Luckily, I can read English. On the bottom here, they are apparently IP68 water resistant or waterproof. That's pretty good. Charge time is 2 hours. Effective distance is 10 meters. Bone conduction, sports earphone, working time 10 hours. That's pretty good battery life, right? Nothing on that side. On this side, you've got 10 hours at 70% volume. I'm really curious to see how the volume is on this thing, how loud they are. Most of that's pretty much the same. Bluetooth version is 5.3. Is that a newer version of Bluetooth? Is that modern? Maybe? I don't remember. Okay, let's open these things up. Let me grab my handy dandy knife here, and let's get into this thing. Don't try this at home, kids. Always be careful around sharp instruments. Box slides open quite nicely. Let's put it back in itself. I hope this is USB-C charging. Man, I hope it's USB-C. That's going to be a real bummer if it's not. I bet it's probably not, though. So, first impression, like, how do they feel? Well, they feel cheaper than the Aftershokz. I threw the Aftershokz across the room, so I don't have them accessible here to grab them. But they feel, I mean, they feel a little bit cheaper. They are bendable, though, right? You can bend this any way you want to bend it. This is kind of grippy right there. That's kind of odd. Looks like it's a magnetic charger. I bet that's what's in here. So it's a proprietary charger, which, is that better than micro? I don't know, probably, maybe not. Okay, so that's okay. How easy is it to attach though? That's not so bad. Maybe that'll be okay. Maybe I won't hate that as much as I thought it would. I'd rather it be USB-C, but you know, whatever. There's the instructions. I was about to say, am I meant to go into this blind? So quickly, let's kind of do a little bit of like a fit test here. So you're meant to just put it on like that and over the ear, and they're supposed to just kind of sit in place there. Do those look stupid? Do I look dumb? I don't know. I think they're probably all right. So now what we need to do is we need to get out our phone and we need to pair it to our phone, and we need to do some more testing. Okay, so it says that it is volume up, volume down, and the middle button is power. So let's just hold the power button, and we're blinking between red and blue. I bet that means that it's paired. Also, it vibrated. Or maybe you just played a sound and I felt it. Did I feel that strongly? That's incredible. I think it's called S6. That's the only thing here that's new, S6. So we're gonna pair it to the S6. And we got 90% battery, and I can feel the vibrations coming out of this thing. When it makes a sound, you feel it. That's pretty wild. Okay, so they're paired, they're on my head, and I mean, I guess I need to play a song. So we're at, let's go to about 50% volume, and let's play a song. These feel so weird. I'd forgotten how weird these feel. Let's crank up the volume. So I can just feel... my head is just vibrating. I can feel the vibration in my head. And I don't know that this is gonna pick up in the microphone because I have a noise gate on, but maybe if I'm talking at the same time, can you hear the sound? Can you hear the noise bleed? Because I feel like there's got to be noise bleed. It'd be fun to see if that's the case. What about the sound quality? So obviously I can hear the outside world just fine. Okay, so my ears are open. I can hear everything just fine. But how does the actual sound quality sound? I mean, look, when you're comparing it to like in-ear earbuds or over, you know, a proper setup like that, these do not sound anywhere near as good as something like that is going to sound with the audio. Now, you know, is it still possibly an enjoyable listening experience? Yeah. There's very little bass. And what's weird is there's not a lot of high end either. It's pretty much all mid-range. It's a little mushy, not a lot of low end, not a lot of high end. It's not the best sounding set of earphones I've ever tried. But here's the thing. I can hear the outside world around me perfectly well. And I mean, obviously that's kind of the point. I don't feel like there's anything in my ears at all. By the way, there definitely is a lot of noise bleed. I went back just now and I listened to that bit when I'm up here. Yeah, you can 100% hear what I'm listening to. So that's a consideration. If you're cranking your tunes, everyone around you is going to be cranking your tunes as well. But something I want to try is using them as sort of like for podcast listening, right? So I'm going to play one of my own videos, which is mostly just me talking. And let's see how well that works. And I think for something like this, like if you're a big podcast listener and you want to be able to listen to a podcast while you're, you know, working or you're doing things, you're interacting with people, I think that's actually pretty decent. Again, the audio quality isn't anything to write home about. It doesn't sound great, but it's going to serve that purpose really, really well. Now, I also do need to test out some of the buttons on here as well. So it says that your middle button, your power button, and this is actually an advantage, I think. You're not tapping anything capacitive. You've got actual buttons here. So if you short press the plus button, volume goes up and down. So plus and minus raises and lowers the volume, and that is true. My plus button feels weird. The other one's clicked. The plus button kind of clicks, but it's a little funky feeling. If you double click plus or minus, you will skip forward or skip back. If you long press plus, it does Google Assistant. What's the forecast for tomorrow? Well, it did it, but it didn't read it to me. It just showed it on. I'm gonna lock my phone. There's no feedback of when it may be starting. My phone is not. Oh, there it went. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. It's not reading the result to me. It didn't give me a cue that it was listening, but then it did give me the little doo-doo cue like it had stopped listening. Yeah, it's just not. If the phone's awake, it does it, but it's not reading me the results. That's a little bit bugged. I don't know what's going on there. There is a game mode. Long press the minus button to go into game mode. And then the middle button, you can hold it for 3 seconds to do power, or you can press it once to play pause. And that does work fine. I've got my old Trex Titaniums to fire up. So I'm going to see a comparison between these. I know these are some older ones, but I want to see, like, how do I remember these things? Do I remember it accurately or not? So we're going to pair them to my same phone, and we're going to play some of the same music and see if there's a big difference between the two, because I honestly don't know if there is or not. Okay, these are much louder than these. The Trex are, you can hear this. I'm gonna get copywritten because of this. These are way louder than these. I cannot believe how much louder those are. And they do sound better. They absolutely sound better. And these are old. These are the old Trex Titaniums. I don't know if these are the ones that they're currently selling, if they've changed this design or not. It looks, they're a different color, but I don't know if they've changed much about these, if this is a new design or not. But the Aftershokz are significantly louder, and they sound significantly better. So let's shut these off, and then we're going to compare these to the open ear to having an ambient mode. Oh yeah, okay, so these sound so much worse than the Aftershokz. These sound so much worse than the Aftershokz. Okay, but we need to finish our testing. Okay, so I've got music playing. I've got some audio playing here that is just quiet enough that you can't hear it. Can I hear myself talking over here? I can. It's a little quiet, but I can hear myself. Now let's put in these Sony Link buds. And at this point, I can't hear myself at all over there. So even though these are really good for ambient, they are cutting down on it at least a little bit. Let's go to the ambient mode on the SoundPeats Mini Pros. That's actually an interesting result. So I can actually, I mean, I can't understand what I'm saying, but I can actually hear myself a bit better with these. Now, it's a less natural sound than with the Link buds, but I could actually still hear myself just barely. And obviously, I can't test these with these on, but I can kind of just take them off and do a similar test. So with them on or off is irrelevant. I can hear myself exactly the same either way. Let's put the Surface headphones on. Okay, pass-throughs on. I can hear myself talking. Now let's try and play music at about the same volume. And I can't hear myself at all. Totally gone. So I would say that this is kind of the takeaway. If you need something that your ears are going to be totally open, totally unobstructed, totally natural sounding, something like these are a good option. Now, we do have to talk about the fact that the Aftershokz start off at $79 and move up from there. These are $79 on Amazon unless you find a good deal, which it looks like right now there is a 50% off coupon still active on Amazon. Hopefully that's still here. But the Aftershokz, even these old ones, the Trex Titaniums that are old as the hills, massive improvement in terms of sound quality, and of course your ears are still open. When you compare it to something like, I've got my stuff all moved around, like a set of earbuds with ambient mode works well, but it doesn't always sound natural. Same thing goes with my Surface headphones. You kind of get a pressury feeling, a weird kind of thing going on sometimes. You're not going to have that with anything like that. Then you've got something like the Sony Link buds, which I think are kind of a mid-step where the sound you get is very natural. It does block out some sound because there's still something in your ear. That hole is not that big in these earbuds. But the sound that you do get is relatively natural. So you kind of have a gamut being run there. The end of the day, though, are these worth it? With the 50% off coupon, if you're not an audiophile, I'd say, yeah, they're probably going to be okay. They do not sound great, but if you don't care about that, you're just going to listen to podcasts and have your ears open, yeah, I think that's probably okay. If you want something that sounds a bit better, I would almost, I can't say for sure because I've not tested these. I would bet money that these are going to be better options. These are going to be a better place to go if you want to spend the extra money and you, again, want your ears to be fully open. Guys, thanks for watching this kind of long-winded review of these Bone Conduction earbuds. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the way out. I'll see you on the next one. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.